Okay, magandang gabi po sa ating lahat at nandito na naman tayo sa ating sasakyan nagva-vlog. Itong video na ito ay sobra pong nakakatawa. Itong si Attorney Kapunan ng mga taga-prosecutors. Kung saan sinabihan niyang, "Huy, itong testigo nila." Mismo ang witness nila sinabihan niyang, "Huy." Kasi hindi na po sila nagkakaunawaan sa kanilang script. Nabubuking kasi itong si Attorney Kapunan. Si Lola Kapunan ninyo dinudugo na naman. Sinabihan niyang huy, mantakin nyo sarili niyong witness, sinabihan yung huy. 'Di ba? So obvious talaga na yung script nila hindi nakatugma-tugma yung script nila. At heto pa, papanuorin rin natin itong si Attorney Sheila Saison, no? Yung sobrang magaling na yung leader ng defense team ni VP Sara, itong si Attorney Sheila, ay tumutol sa pagmamarka ng affidavit ni Las Cañas. O, tingnan natin yan mamaya ang kabuuhan ng kanilang detail debate na yan. Okay? Kasi magaling si Attorney Sheila eh. At ito pa, kumakalat ngayon sa social media itong balita na ito na si Senator Bato de la Rosa ay naaresto na raw. Di ko lang alam kung totoo ba ito, kung saang source ito ha. Mamaya atin pong babasahin itong balita na ito at i-analyze natin kung totoo ba ito o hindi ito totoo. Okay? So, yun po ang mga pag-uusapan natin ngayon. Pero bago ang lahat guys, no, tulungan nyo muna ako na i-like at saka i-share itong ating video para guys kakalat ito sa taong bayan. Importante yan para naman sa ganun ay mas spread ang katotohanan po na mga nangyayari po dito sa impeachment trial. Okay? Like and share na. At sa mga hindi pa nakasubscribe at lagi kayong nanonood dito sa Donmar TV, mag-subscribe na po kayo kasi libre lang po ang mag-subscribe sa YouTube, walang bayad yan. Kapag nakasubscribe kayo sa Donmar TV, updated na po kayo sa mga trending natin na mga balita. Okay? So, without further ado, ay wala muna tayong batian ngayon ha. Atin pong uunahin itong si Attorney Kapunan, okay, ng prosecutors na sinabihan niyang, "Huy, wag ka mo nang sumagot." Kasi hindi na po tugma ang kanilang script nila. Ito. Panoorin natin ha. I think ito ba yung video na to? Play.
Expressly po ba na nakasulat na may isang kusing na napunta sa bulsa ng Vice Presidente?
Ask and answer, Your Honor. Wait, don't answer. Uy. That question, Your Honor, has been asked and answered.
Sustained, Your Honor.
Sinabihan niyang, "Huy, wag ka muna sumagot." Kasi, nagdududa ako dyan. This is my own analysis ha. Baka kung anong sasabihin ng witness. O baka mali-mali na naman yung isasagot ng witness. Hindi natugma yung script nila. Meaning to say, wala na. Makikita mo talaga dito na medyo wala. Ang kaso na ito, itong impeachment trial na ito, obvious na talo na talaga itong mga prosecutors na ito. Yung mga gawa-gawa nila na kasalanan ni VP Sara, mabubuking kasi yan eh. Play.
Counsel, I think where you're getting at, modify your question. You can get it.
Okay. So, basically po, ang findings nyo ay preliminary lamang. Wala pong any conclusive finding pa as to any misappropriation. Yun lang po ang tanong ko.
Ang sabi kasi sa circular, upon failure to liquidate,
No,
meron
I
ng
am
presumption.
Your Honor,
Ask and answer, Your Honor.
No,
You
the
already
witness
said.
Asking if it's...
The witness is not responsive. Kindly respond. I think the question is quite simple,
yun lang naman
Mr.
po.
Wamil.
Preliminary pa lang. So wala pang any conclusive finding as to any misappropriation. Yun na lang po. Para lang po masagot nyo na ng diretso.
Hindi naman po kasi kailangang i-state doon sa findings.
Again, Your Honor, non-responsive.
Let the presiding officer be the one to do it, or try to do it.
lumilihis eh.
Kapag ka nag-issue po kayo ng AOM, Audit Observation Memorandum, failure to liquidate na po ba yun? O may mga observation pa lang kayo? Kailan masasabing may failure to liquidate na? No? Pag may notice of disallowance na, notice of suspension, o AOM pa lang?
Nakalagay po kasi sa Joint Circular, Your Honor, under 8.3, failure to liquidate by the accountable officer upon due demand shall be a prima facie evidence.
Opo, again, Mr. Wamila, yung pag-issue niyo po ba ng AOM, pasok na sa failure to liquidate upon due demand o hindi pa po?
Hindi pa po sa AOM, Your Honor.
Kasi wala pong due demand sa AOM.
Yes po.
At masasabi mo rin bang wala pang failure to liquidate? O meron na?
Pag sa AOM po wala, pero pag sa NS po, since meron ng first issuance which is considered as demand, so meron na po sa NS.
So,
As po siya.
AOM wala pa. Pag NS, meron ng demand at
Opo.
meron ng failure to liquidate.
Opo, since sa AOM po, nire-require na silang i-justify and i-submit yung mga documents na hindi nila na-submit.
Pero sa AOM, wala pa nga ganun.
Yes po, Your Honor.
Okay. Counsel, your witness.
Thank you. And lastly, gusto ko lang to ma-clarify. Of course, the witness was a state auditor of the ICFAO. So, recommendatory lang po ang function ninyo. Hindi po kayo nagde-decide pagdating sa, lalong-lalo na pagdating sa notice of disallowance. Tama po ba?
Yes po. It's the function of the commission proper.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Wamil, Attorney Wamil. I thank you for your patience. That is all for this witness, Your Honor.
Thank
unless
you,
there's anything else.
counsel for respondent. Redirect, if any, counsel for the panel of prosecutors.
Yes, Your Honor, with your permission.
Counsel may proceed
Few
with the
questions
redirect.
on the redirect. Mr. Witness, tinanong sa'yo ng counsel for the respondent kung meron kang special training para mag-audit ng confidential funds. Kailangan ba ng special training para mag-audit ng confidential funds?
No, ma'am.
Hindi.
Hindi po.
Okay. At ang basehan mo, sinabi mo, when you answered is, ang basehan mo ay itong joint circular.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, tinanong sa'yo ng counsel kung alam mo na ang Office of the President ang siyang nagbigay ng grant.
Can
Tama?
you repeat
At
your
ang sagot mo? Oo.
Can you repeat the question po?
You answered on cross on the question of counsel for the respondent if you are aware that the grant was given to the Vice President by the President.
Yes po.
And you answered yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Pag binigay ba ng Presidente, like in this instance, ang confidential funds, wala nang obligasyon mag-liquidate ang Vice President ng paggamit niya sa confidential funds na yan.
Meron po.
Meron
po
pa
siyang
rin
obligation to liquidate.
obligasyon. Pag-grant ba ng Office of the President, exempted na ang Vice President na mag-submit ng
Your
mga
Honors,
dokumento.
Your Honors,
Counsel for respondent.
that is leading.
Redirect, Your Honor. This counsel opened
Not
the door.
covered by cross, even, Your Honor. Yung
Your Honor,
exemption.
counsel opened the door. Counsel opened the door to this line of questioning because he said a grant was given by the President.
Objection is overruled. Witness may answer if he knows. Kung alam mo, Mr. Wamil, pakisagot po yung tanong ni Attorney Kapunan.
Can you repeat the question, ma'am?
Ang grant ba ng ang grant ba ng confidential funds ng isang presidente to a vice president, this president in particular, to the vice president, does it exempt the vice president for accounting for the use of that confidential funds under your joint circular?
No po.
Okay. So, kailangan pa rin, sinasabi mo, na compliant. Mag-comply.
Yes, opo, kailangan
Hindi
pa rin.
lang ang Office of the President. Kung binigyan rin ng grant ang Department Secretary of Education, kailangan rin.
Yes, ma'am.
Bakit? Ano ba ang nature ng pondo na yan? Pera ba yan ng Presidente?
Since ang confidential fund po ay public fund, so kailangan pong ma-properly account. So kailangan nilang i-liquidate properly and completely yung kanilang cash advances from the confidential fund.
So ang sinasabi mo, at nasa rationality ng joint circular, Section 1, public funds, public accountability, public officer. Tama?
Opo.
Okay, walang exemption. Hindi exempted si Sara Duterte para mag-account.
Yes, ma'am.
Sinabi rin, Counsel for the Vice President also said, the Vice President also said, tinanong ka tungkol sa ano ba yung accrual method of accounting. Pakiulit, ano yung accrual method?
Under the accrual method po, the expenses is recorded upon incurrence and not upon payment po.
Okay. Allowed ba itong accrual method of accounting sa pag-evaluate ng confidential funds?
No, ma'am, kasi kailangan po talagang binayaran yung expenses po.
Okay. So hindi pwedeng accrual, parang lista.
Opo,
Tama?
hindi po pwedeng lista.
Hindi pwedeng lista-lista. Kung binayaran, dapat cash out.
Yes, ma'am.
Tama? At
Opo.
kung cash out, dapat may resibo. Tama?
Yes, ma'am. Opo.
So, hindi pwede ang accrual. Mr. Witness, okay, tinanong rin sa'yo, itong utilization of confidential funds, nakalagay, utilization of confidential funds, tinanong sa'yo ng counsel, hindi ba dapat confidential rin? Do not divulge information on the use of confidential funds. Tama ba ang interpretation ng counsel for the respondent?
Hindi
Your
po.
Honor, that was not my interpretation. I was merely asking based on the COA circular that he read, Your Honor.
Okay.
Just that. Just on that matter.
Okay,
Noted. Witness may answer.
Can you repeat the question, ma'am?
Ang tanong, okay, sabi ng counsel, confidential funds yan. Bawal ang mag-reveal ng confidential information, citing certain provision in the revised penal code, certain guidelines, which you haven't seen. Pag confidential funds ba, lahat ng information na hinihingi sa inyo, kagaya ng sang ginastos, yung milyon-milyon na yan sa medicine, oy, bawal yan, confidential yan. Pwede ba yan, Mr. Witness?
Hindi po. Since ang confidential fund po ay public fund, so dapat po ay properly accounted po ito. And since ang involved po ay confidential fund, so it must follow the strict accounting and auditing guidelines po to prevent misuse.
Confidential ba yung, uy, bawal mo sabihin, sang grocery binili.
As an
Yung
answered, Your
pagkain
Honor.
na yan.
As an answered.
Asked and answered.
Food, Your Honor. And
As
all
an
the
answer,
items
Your
there. Lahat ng items na sinabi natin, food, medicine,
As an
transport.
answered, Your Honor. I asked for a ruling.
Your Honor, please, I only ask for the medicine. I know I'm itemizing because
Asked and answered previously, Counsel. Counsel for responder is correct.
Okay.
Kindly move on to the next point.
now, sinabi sa'yo na dapat, since this is accountable, strict, sinabi mo na ang pagka-interpret ng joint circular na yan, nandito sa dapat strict, no?
Yes, ma'am.
Because public funds ito.
Opo.
Pag sinabi bang strict interpretation, and I will quote, strict accounting, the utilization of such funds is generally confidential and classified by nature, which requires not only strong internal controls. Tama?
Yes, po.
Nakita ba natin sa mga dokumento na sinubmit ng Presidente, ng Vice President at ng Secretary of DepEd, nakita ba natin yung mga internal controls?
Hindi po.
Bakit?
Kasi
Your
since may
Honor,
mga...
the witness is incompetent to answer because he only based his audit on the documents provided. He has no knowledge on the internal controls of the Department of Education or the Office of Vice President, Your Honor.
Your Honor, internal
If the witness
controls.
knows based on his observation of the documents submitted to him only insofar as that is concerned, Mr. Wamel, you may answer.
Since based on the documents po, may mga deficiencies pa rin po na noted. So, it can be inferred na hindi strong yung kanilang internal control.
Okay. Ano mga deficiencies na na-notice mo?
Yung kanilang mga documents, some of the documents ay hindi compliant dun sa requirements ng Joint Circular 2015-01.
Acknowledgement receipts na walang
Acknowledgement
dates?
receipts, yes po, walang date. Yung iba naka-date ng 2023 even if the period covered ay 2022.
Liquidating documents para sa
Oh, yan ang
submitted
pinagpraktisan ninyong
2023
dalawa.
para sa period 2022. May internal control ba yan?
Actually, yung nasubmit naman po nila on time yung kanilang liquidation report.
Mga acknowledgement receipts na walang signatures.
Yes, ma'am.
Internal control ba yun?
That should have been prevented by strong internal control.
Nakalagay rin dito, in this section. Strict auditing rules to prevent mishandling and improper application of the funds. So, sinabi mo na dapat strict ang compliance. Ikaw pa, as a state auditor, meron ka bang discretion sa pag-apply ng rules na to?
Can you repeat the question po?
Okay. You said that the basis for your evaluation are the express provisions of these rules.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you exercise any discretion?
We exercise po professional judgments. Kailangan po namin i-evaluate if yung documents ay compliant dun sa requirements.
Okay. Professional judgment.
Yes, ma'am.
But is this judgment based on personal opinion?
Hindi po.
Is this judgment based on, ayoko yung mukha nitong officer na to? Bias. Is it based on
Hindi po.
bias?
Hindi
What
po.
is it based on? Your professional judgment is based on what?
Professional judgment is based on the experience and the applicable laws, rules, and regulations po.
Okay. Council also mentioned 3.9, which is confidential expenses.
I don't think I mentioned that, Your Honor.
Okay. Then I will mention it.
Not subject of the cross, Your Honor.
Are you referring to the JMC Council?
Your Honor, please, accounting, this council asked on how confidential expenses or funds are being accounted for. This is germane to the questions on cross.
No, my question, Council, is what 3.9 are you referring to? 3.9 of what?
3.9 of the joint circular, Your Honor.
Is there one?
It's a confidential expenses, which says it refers to those expenses pertaining related to surveillance activities, etc., Your Honor.
Your Honor.
On page 3.
Beyond the scope of the cross, Your Honor.
Your Honor, please. He opened the door. He
I
says
did- what door did I
confidential
open?
funds. He says confidential funds do not disclose information.
Your Honor, please, we have to put a limit to at least, apply what is in the rules of court suppletorily, Your Honor.
Subject to the discretion of the court, the redirect and cover matters not covered by the cross. The same is true with your cross counsel later on.
We submit, Your Honor.
It's-
Counsel may proceed with her question. Witness may answer.
Okay. In confidential expenses 3.9, nakalagay dito, in your evaluation of confidential or liquidation of confidential funds or confidential expenses, nakalagay dito, are intended to support the mandate or operations of the agency, Mr. Witness.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, nasa mandato ba ng Office ng Vice President ang magkaroon ng confidential funds?
Calls for an opinion, Your Honor, that the witness is not qualified to answer.
It's competent, Your Honor. He knows what are allowed, what are not allowed.
Objection,
Witness is not an expert in the
objection
mandate.
sustained. Witness is not competent to answer whether or not it is part of the OVP's function, much less a DepEd, to have confidential funds. That he did not see any confidential funds when he was with COA ICFAO does not mean that it is allowed or not allowed. Kindly move on to your next point, Counsel.
Okay, yan na. Yun yung part na nahihirapan na si Attorney Kapunan, na to the point na pati siya uminit na ang kanyang ulo sa sarili nilang testigo. Ngayon naman ay ito yung portion na si Attorney Sheila ay tumutol sa pagmamarka ng affidavit ni Las Cañas. Ito rin, maganda rin ito. Play.
Prosecutors, with the permission of the lead prosecutor, allow the presiding officer to finish with one other administrative matter. The panel of prosecutors also filed a motion to set a conference for the transfer of exhibit markings to be set at 4 p.m. on Wednesday, tomorrow, August 5, 2026, for the transfer of markings from copies previously marked during the pre-trial order. Given that this is administrative in nature, the request and the motion is granted. The counsel for respondent is directed, as well as counsel for the panel of prosecutors, to assign lawyers for this change of markings to be conducted again, for the record, at 4 p.m. of Wednesday, August 5, 2026. That is tomorrow.
Your Honor,
Yes, what
may I
is
be recognized, Your Honor? Good afternoon.
before the lead counsel
na.
for the respondent, I think the lead prosecutor earlier asked for recognition. What is the pleasure of the Honorable Luis Trom?
First of all, Your Honor, we just want to acknowledge your pronouncement earlier about the setting of the transfer of marking of exhibits that will be on August 5, 4 p.m.
Tomorrow.
This pertains particularly to Exhibit P4-3 and series through P4-35B. Second, Your Honor, we also acknowledge the pronouncement of the impeachment court relative to the oral or written comment of the defense to the earlier motion of the prosecution that was filed on August 3. That is to take judicial notice of the hearings conducted both by the House Committee on Good Government and Public Accountability and the Committee on Justice, Your Honor. That's for the record. And third, Your Honor, this is in line also with another pronouncement of the impeachment court in compliance with, relative to our compliance to the 5-day notice rule. We will be submitting the list of witnesses for next week, as well as the request for issuance of subpoena tomorrow, August 5, because the same will depend on the conclusion of the testimony of Ms. Sailin Del Campo, as well as the ruling of the impeachment court with regards to the motion to take judicial notice on the hearing of the two committees of the House of Representatives, Your Honor.
That's all?
Yes, Your Honor.
Duly noted. What is the pleasure of the lead counsel of the respondent?
Thank you, Your Honor. First, with respect to the motion to set conference for the transfer of exhibit markings, I just note that under paragraph 3 on page 2 of this motion, the prosecution is also requesting for the portion of Arturo Las Cañas affidavit, paragraphs 270, 270 paragraph B, and 270 paragraph D, to be also marked. Now, I would just like to put on record that we're objecting even to the marking of this particular exhibit, consistent with the ruling of this court when we objected to the reading session of the NBI Director Melvin Matibag when he testified and was cross-examined by Defense Counsel Attorney Mark Vinluan. So we object to the marking of this portion of Arturo Las Cañas affidavit. As of this point, no witness has yet testified on this affidavit, and it is on record, if we review the record of the court, that that supposed affidavit was unnotarized and was not signed by anybody, let alone identified by any competent witness. And also, Your Honor, the motion is to set conference for the transfer of exhibit markings. Now, this presupposes that there has already been a marking on the original document. Now, if there's no competent witness who has identified the affidavit of Las Cañas, then there is no reason for a supposed transfer of exhibit markings. We object. We object to item number 3 of this motion. We will not agree. And if the presiding court, if the presiding officer will rule to allow even the pre-marking or the marking of this item under this motion, then we would like to have our objection, continuing objection to the allowance of even the marking of this particular exhibit put on record, Your Honor. Thank you.
May we respond, Your Honor?
To afford the court some time to rule on the matter, let the marking and pre-markings proceed tomorrow without prejudice to a ruling of the chair with finality in open court with respect to the objection raised by the counsel for the lead counsel rather for the prosecutor at the appropriate time. Most likely tomorrow also. No, probably on Monday, counsel, before we finally act on it after the marking and pre-marking to be done tomorrow. Again, that is without prejudice to noting the continuing objection of the counsel for the respondent on the matter. In any way, we will be finally ruling on the admissibility of these documentary pieces of evidence once formal offer is made.
We will do that, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you, counsel. If there are no other matters to be taken up, again, the permission of my colleagues, fellow senator judges, let their interjections be done tomorrow when we resume at 10 p.m. We will be convening at 3:30 per the advice of our Senate President this afternoon. Trial is adjourned until tomorrow, August 5 at 10 a.m. in the morning.
Ayan, no? Tingnan natin kung ano na bang dito. Yan. So, yun po, no? Pumalag po si Attorney Sheila patungkol po doon sa pagmamarka ng affidavit ni Las Cañas, no? Ang galing talaga ni Attorney Sheila, no? Para bang ayaw nilang basta follow lang tayo ng rules. Huwag na tayong sumimang pa sa ibang At heto yung breaking news kanina. Ito, patungkol po kay Senator Bato de la Rosa. Ewan ko lang kasi ito, pinost po ito ng Pilipinas Today. But itong page ng Pilipinas Today, I don't know if ito ba ay anti-Duterte, anti-DDS ba ito na page na ito, o BBM page ba ito, no? Pero, itong page na ito, hindi lang itong page na ito ang nagpo-post na nahuli na raw si Bato de la Rosa. Okay? Gaano ba katotoo na nahuli? Now, breaking news, sabi dito ng Pilipinas Today. Umuugong na ang balita ngayong Martes, August 4, na naaresto na si Senator Ronald Bato de la Rosa ng mga otoridad halos 3 buwan matapos siyang umiskapo sa Senado noong May 14 ng madaling araw. Yan. So wala pang final na statement from the media na totoo ito. Puro pa umuugong, okay? Si Senator Bato ay inisyuhan ng arrest warrant ng International Criminal Court. Yan. O itong ICC. Matapos siyang kasuhan bilang isa sa mga co-perpetrators sa crimes against humanity dahil sa kanyang naging papel sa extrajudicial killings na naganap noong termino ni former President Rodrigo Roa Duterte. So, itong administrasyong Marcos na ito ay irarason na naman nila ay ICC ang dahilan nito. Pero ang totoo niyan, kailangan nilang arestuhin si Bato at maalis diyan sa Senado kasi natatakot sila sa impeachment. Baka hindi na matuloy ang kanilang plano. Alam naman natin yung plano nila Ayaw na yan mag-step down Subalit, wala pang opisyal na pamahalaan kabilang si Department of Justice, DOJ, spokesperson attorney Polo Martinez ang nakapagbigay na ng mga kumpirmasyon tungkol sa kumakalat na balita sa pagkaaresto kay Senator Bato de la Rosa. Yan. Nagbe-breaking news sila eh. Nagdududa ako kasi kung talagang naaresto si Bato, talagang aresto talaga, no? Umuugong-ugong lang ito eh. Ako po talaga ay, ano tawag dyan? Let's pray for Senator Bato de la Rosa, no? Kasi ang sa akin lang, kawawa naman, alam naman po natin na itong Administrasyong Marcos, lahat ng mga kalaban nila sa politika, lahat ng mga kritiko sa kanilang administrasyon ay ginagawa nila ng paraan na takutin nila, arestuhin nila, ikukulong nila. Wala namang ibang layunin yan is to silence them eh. Okay? Para manahimik at tiklop na lang ang kanilang bibig patungkol po dito sa mga issues na ito. Yan nga ang mahirap dito sa Administrasyong Marcos eh. Hindi ka na makapagsalita kasi sila na lang ang tama. May mga ganyang tao eh na hindi nila ma-accept ang kanilang sarili na hindi sila perfect. Merong mga ganyang tao. 'Di ba? May mga kaibigan tayong ganyan na kung sila yung sisita sa atin, tayo open-minded man tayo, nakikinig tayo sa mga advice nila. Pero kapag umabot yung panahon na tayo naman ay mag-a-advise sa kanila para sa kabutihan nila, hindi na sila tatanggap ng ating critic. Meron tayong mga ganyang kaibigan eh. Yung akala mo perfect sila. Yung akala mo lahat na lang ng bagay ay tama sila. Walang pinagkaiba yan sa ugali ngayon ng ating presidente. Iwan ko ba kung presidente pa yan? Basta bangag. Okay? Yan eh. Si Antecler Castro rin, nahawa na rin yan. Kasi itong administrasyon na ito, ayaw tumanggap ng pagkakamali. Ayaw nilang tanggapin na mahina talaga ang gobyerno ngayon sa pamumuno ni BBM. Nasasaktan sila every time na ikukumpara sila kay Tatay Digong, na mas magaling yung panahon ni Tatay Digong. Wala naman eh. Kahit bali-baliktarin mo, kahit itatakpan mo pa yung mata mo, talagang mararamdaman at makikita mo na ang super layo nitong Administrasyong Marcos na ito sa panahon po ni Tatay Digong. Mantakin nyo yung panahon ni Tatay Digong. Those were the days, those were the years na yung mga Pilipino, yung mga kababayan natin sa labas at sa loob ng bansa ay very proud to be a Filipino. Pero ngayon, ang mga Pilipino, galit na galit dahil mismo sa loob ng jeep, hino-hold up sila. Sa loob ng kanilang pamamahay, hindi na sila safe. Yan po ang reality. Bumabalik po ang krimen, bumabalik po ang gulo, pati eskwelahan, nakakatakot na. May mga bayolente ng mga minor de edad. At mantakin nyo binabaliwala lang ng mga kapulisan itong bumabalik na naman ang issue patungkol sa droga. Kasi nakatutok sila sa pamumulitika. Nakatutok sila, nakakonsentrate sila ngayon. Sino yung mga kritiko, kinukulong nila, nagbabantay sila doon. To the point na nakakalimutan na nila na lumala na pala itong administrasyon na ito, lumala na pala itong mga pasaway sa kalye, pasaway sa mga kriminal na ito. Yan. Tapos ngayon, tuwang-tuwa sila kasi napahuli na nila si Marcoleta. Napahuli na nila si Jinggoy, si Kibuloy. Sino pa ba? Si Attorney Harry Roque, plano pa nilang hulihin. Lahat ng ito ay kritiko ng administrasyon. Tapos may plano pa silang may huhulihin pa. Huhulihin pa si Senator Alan Peter Cayetano. Kasi maingay rin si Senator Alan Peter Cayetano eh. Maingay ito sa tenga nila eh. Tapos si Bongo, may plano rin sila. Kasi kung huhulihin nila si Bongo, mahiya-hiya naman kayo. Bongo is just very silent and kung makikita mo sa mga page ni Bongo, halos araw-araw pumupunta sa mga bahay-bahay para lang tumutulong sa mga everyday life ng mga kapwa Pilipino na may mga problema. Tingnan nyo sa mga tapos ngayon si BP Sara, plano rin nilang kakasuhan. Lahat na lang ng mag-criticize, kasuhan nilang lahat. Ganyan po ang administrasyong Marcos, nakakahiya. Hindi marunong lumaban ng patas. Instead na mag-concentrate sila sa mga problema ng Pilipinas, example sa flood control. Konting ulan, baha kaagad. Pero anong sinabi nila? Biniblame pa nila yung dating administrasyon ha. Instead, natututok sila kung paano nila susolusyonan itong problema na ito, but they are playing the blame game. Magtuturo yan sila, kasalanan yan ganon, ganyan. That's the reality dito sa bansa natin ngayon. Kaya hindi umunlad, hindi umasenso itong administrasyon. Itong bansang Pilipinas hindi umunlad dahil sa administrasyong Marcos. Kasi sarado na po ang kanilang mga isip eh. Ay nako, pati mga sekretaris ni BBM, very incompetent. 20 pesos per kilo na bigas na nagpa-promise siya. Anong nangyari? Balita ko nga, may mga insekto pa sa loob ng bigas. Ano ba yan? Yung mga nagpo-post sa media. Tapos, medyo madumi raw yung bigas. May may putik raw na na nahalo yung iba. Ganyan ang pagtingin ng administrasyon na ito ni BBM. Ganyan po ang pagtingin ng gobyerno sa atin. Pilit nilang ang taong bayan ay mag-ano sa kanila, lilinya sa kanila at manghingi ng mga ayuda. Yan ang nila eh. Yan ang gusto nila, na manghingi lang ng manghingi ang mga taong bayan para kontrolado nila. Ayaw nilang umasenso ang bawat isa sa atin. Yun ang katotohanan. Huwag na tayong magbulahan. Bubusugin lang tayo sa ayuda na yan kasi pagdating ng eleksyon, meron pa rin mga taong bayan na mauuto. Yung mga loyalista, mga nauuto yan ni BBM eh. There will come a time marirealize na mga loyalista na yan eh. Yung mga kakamping, talaga, panggulo lang talaga yan sila. Hindi nila matanggap-tanggap ang kanilang pagkatalo noong 2022. Yun lang. Okay, so, sa mga audience ko dito sa Donmar TV, paki-like, paki-share para kakalat ito sa taong bayan. Sa mga hindi pa nakasubscribe sa akin, mag-subscribe na po kayo para lagi kayong updated sa ating mga trending na balita. At importante na maglabas kayo ng inyong opinion, mag-comment po kayo para mabasa natin yan sa comment section. Okay? Kasi may mga makukuha rin tayong mga ideas ninyo sa inyong opinion. Yan ang importante eh. Nanonood kayo sa akin, may makukuha kayo sa akin, at yung mga comments ninyo, babasahin ko, may makukuha rin akong mga ideas ninyo. Okay? Ganun lang po, vice versa. Hindi naman tayo nagmamagaling. Hindi tayo kagaya ng mga vloggers ng mga BBM na masyadong nagmamagaling. Wala namang napatunayan. Okay? So, yan. See you in my next video. Have a great day. Have a great night. God bless po sa ating lahat. Mabuhay ang Pilipinas and God save the Philippines. Bye-bye!